Are so back. We're back, man. The thing is, I lose weight like crazy. So at my job, I do like 20K steps like a day. So with that 20K steps, I lose about 500 to like 1,000 calories a day. Plus my metabolism is super quick. So I'm really losing like 2,000 calories a day. So it's kind of weird because I don't eat 2,000 calories a day. I eat usually less than that. So this is what I mean is that my problem is the bulk, the big thing. And I don't really like eating ice cream. Of course I like enjoy it, it tastes good. But I always get that thing in my mind where, oh, this is bad for you. This has like artificial colorings, artificial flavors, and this has a whole lot of fucking calories. So balancing that out, with my own mind is super difficult. And if you guys were wondering, currently I'm not on a vegan diet. But I do think about it quite a bit. I always wanted to, it was a big dream of mine for a long time to do a bodybuilding competition on the vegan diet just to show that you can do it. And I do think it's possible, but it's incredibly difficult for the reasons of there's too much carbs in it. There's too many carbs. Okay, and you realize that quickly when you actually do a vegan diet. So there's not much shit in the vegan diet that doesn't have carbs in it. So when we're talking about even like the most basic thing, right? The plants, the fruits, the vegetables, all those things have carbs and all those things have sugars. Now, that doesn't mean they're not good for you. They're incredible for you. Sugars and you're gonna look really bloated and soft on stage if your diet is the vegan diet, right? Because when you cut, you're not gonna have the look of the muscle that you want. You're not gonna have that like strong look of the muscle, that solid look that you really want, that solid dry look that you really want on the bodybuilding competition. So that's one thing that's controversial about bodybuilding that a lot of people don't talk about, is that it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. If I'm like recommending somebody for health wise, like fuck no, don't do a bodybuilding competition. But for me, it's just been a goal that I want to complete for a long time. I've been thinking about it since I was like 19, first getting into the gym. And it's something that I want to complete, and I want to compete. I want to go into competition with other people. And I think that's really important. Is just like competing is really important. And I could have just did the calisthenics stuff forever, but felt a little lost in the sauce of just doing calisthenics and not pushing myself to do a bodybuilding competition. And it is something that, although it's not the healthiest thing in the world, I would say it is something that I think every man should go through, where they compete with their skills. So maybe you're competing with fighting, right? Maybe you've been in the gym for a while, you've been in the boxing gym for a while, and maybe you want to compete with fighting. Maybe you want to compete in singing. You have to find your lane and you have to compete in your lane, because it really shows you who you are at the greatest extent. You've been running for a while, run a marathon. To me personally, it doesn't matter if I lose. I don't really care that much if I lose, especially because it's my first competition. It doesn't matter if I lose. What matters is that did I give it my all? Did I try my best? Did I show up when I had to show up? Did I show up when days that I didn't want to show up? That's what matters. So I think competing is super important. Whatever stage you're at, whatever your passion is, just competing. Not really comparing yourself to other people, but realizing that yo dude, if you don't go into the gym today, somebody will. If you don't eat those calories, somebody will. Having that mindset of somebody will do this, I believe that pushes you to become the greatest version of yourself. And with bodybuilding, something I've been already doing for 5 years, I'm why not give it a shot, Alright, boys, let's get straight into it. Starting off, Smith incline, a little warm up, 1x12. For this, I hopped on the cables, warmed up my shoulders, my triceps, basically everything I was doing today. This is basically push day. What I like to do with my warm-ups too is just a little explosion. At the top, I heard that if you explode when you do your warm-ups, you actually perform better. I like to pump up my muscles as much as possible. Not as much as possible, but just enough so I'm getting around 20, 23. Getting up there. I want to injure myself. Doing the sport that like people injure themselves the most. Here we adjusting the bench a little bit, just because I really want to target the upper chest as much as possible. I see people do incline and like they have it low, they have it slightly above the flat bench. What I like to do is keep that incline like as steep as possible, even moving up a little bit just so I can target that upper chest. With the chest days, I usually start off with upper chest. I think a lot of people have a really good lower chest, but they just don't have a great upper chest. So especially when I'm competing, I want to have that upper chest, that shelf to kind of stand out as much as possible. Boom, constant tension on that muscle. This session was like a medium. Pump was like okay, wasn't the best. Energy levels were okay, not the best. Even touching my upper chest just to make sure that I'm targeting it, getting that mind-muscle connection. That's why I like to touch my muscles during the set, not during the set, but like afterwards, to kind of touch them, just to get that mind-muscle connection. I see that helps a lot. Doing a bit more of a close grip, maybe because I'm just stronger at close grip, and also I'm trying to target my triceps a little bit. Love this angle though, man. It sure looks like a movie. So I feel quality too, guys. I was filming this on my iPhone. I used to have a Sony ZV-1. I had two of them. Both of them got stolen. Kind of crazy. Might cop that camera again though, or like a DJI, something like that, just to up the quality up a little bit more. It does get better throughout the video because I'm messing around with the settings and stuff, so just wait on it. So although this was a 3x8, I'm pretty sure I failed the last set. So it was really more of an 8x2. And then for the last set, I believe I did like 5 reps to failure. Then pumped out like 2 more. Getting my rest in, getting my hydration in. Realized that if I don't have water at the gym or like some type of electrolytes, I think this was just plain water, but I'm gonna throw some electrolytes in the next session. It really put a big damper on your performance. So always bring water at the gym. It will literally increase your performance. Days that I didn't have water versus days that I don't have water, I noticed that quite a bit. It's like a big ass jug. It's like 2 gallons. Or no, half a gallon. It's half a gallon. No music because I'm recording. Still there? No music. So, yeah. Just straight listening to whatever the gym plays. Another thing that I try to do is I try to like crop people out of the camera. It's another reason why the film is a little bit grainy. You guys probably don't care at all, but I try to like crop people out. Try to make sure nobody really is in the video. No matter what, probably gonna see people in there, though. It just kind of is what it is. Those first 2 sets really took it out of me. I think this is the one that I failed. With my first set, I tried to put the most energy I possibly can. Like 80% of my energy is going to go to the Smith incline for this session, or just my compound lift. Mainly because the other things are just to sculpt the muscle, kind of perfect it. But my compound lift is where I want to put the most energy towards, because I know it's like the 80-20 principle. Basically, 80% of my muscle growing is going to be the compound. So 5 reps and then 3 partials. Look to throw in partials, look to throw in failed reps. Anything I can kind of do. So I'm doing a drop set here. Wiping off that seat, make sure it's dry, make sure my back can actually grip on the seat. Trying to go for 2 more. Oh no. This is the drop set. The drop sets, since I'm doing a lighter weight, I get that constant tension. Go all the way down and I can't even do it. Set, same thing, drop the weight. This time I'm doing a wider grip because I'm just targeting that on the chest. Switch it up. I love to switch out my grip, switch out my stance anytime I'm working out, because I think it just really matters about what muscles you're trying to target. So some people say you have to do something this way, some people say you have to do things this way. I like to just switch it up because it's not just like your chest. So even here, I'm doing the seated curls, seated cable curls, 10x3. You're gonna see me target multiple parts of my bicep, because when you're talking about a bicep, we're talking about any muscle group. It's not just 2 parts. So people think biceps 2 parts. That's the That's the verbiage we use to simplify it. But really, it's multiple muscle strains, multiple muscle groups, and all that. So it's not just bicep, 2 parts. So that's why I switch up the grip, I switch up my stance, because I'm really trying to target the entire muscle. And here even, I'm not really focusing too much on the stretch. That's why I'm going kind of quickly with the stretch, because I'm really trying to get that peak of the bicep, which is something I've been trying to target for a while. It's just the peak. So if you're struggling more on the long head, you should just focus more on the stretch. If you're struggling more on the peak, then you should focus more on the contraction. It's really all just about what you want to target. This is the thing about fitness advice, man. Sometimes it's not either way, especially when you're getting into more advanced lifting. It starts to get very gray. I mean, it's great to give like general advice to like beginners and intermediates, but when you start to get into the more advanced lifting, you realize that like you gotta start doing things differently. You gotta start switching things up and really trying to target your weaker areas rather than just using the conventional advice. That first set was 60 pounds actually, so I put 45 pounds because that was just a medium. I'm pretty sure I did a drop set till about like 40, because I didn't really know like what weight I should use on this one. That's what I'm kind of doing right now, is just feeling the peak, making sure I'm targeting the muscle right. Even massaging the muscle out during my set or after my set, massaging the muscle out, making sure that, you know, I don't get no injuries, because we all seen those videos of these guys like tearing their bicep. Not trying to be one of them, so could go viral. Right. It's kind of funny because I watched an older video about a year ago, me doing the same exercise. The kid was on literally the same exact machine, and I was like, damn, I was doing a lot of weight. But that was because my form was absolute garbage. I was like levitating off the seat. I don't even love my form here. I think I should have just did it way lighter than what I got on right now. And here I'm just squeezing the bicep, targeting that peak even more, pumping it up. If you guys watch this for this long, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, just to make sure you make sure I know that, you know, these videos that you actually enjoy. I'm gonna come out with more videos. Gonna actually try talking in the gym, but you know, it is a little difficult recording. It's not difficult recording, but I just be like having anxiety and shit about like recording in the gym or people staring at me, yada yada, you know, stuff like that. Those like inner thoughts that you get. But I realized though that like nobody really cares, and it doesn't really matter. And yeah, throughout this whole session I was having like little bouts of anxiety, and realizing that nobody notices. When I watch the footage back, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know. So definitely other people don't notice. It's kind of cool. I'm trying to break that barrier, trying to care a little bit less about stuff like that, and record a lot more content at the gym because I think it's valuable. So chest press, 130 pounds. That might be inaccurate as I watch the footage back, but it is what it is. Really trying to target that lower chest now, but I think on the last set I did some upper chest. The thing about this is my camera messed up and fell, so definitely gonna cop that tripod. But yeah, you're only gonna see like one side of this. then it fell. And then it was like literally on somebody else. So I just put like shit. I thought that was funny. Looking at the bodybuilding poster. So if you guys want to pull up, seated flies, 10x3 with some drop sets. These ones, make sure you just focus on the stretch. I swear, man, not gonna lie. Not gonna toot my own horn, but nobody used this machine like at all before I started using it. All right, I don't know. Everybody just focused on like the standing tricep or the standing curl. What the fuck is it? Okay. Everybody focused on the standing fly or the other fly, the standard fly. Nobody really used this fly machine. But I love it because it gives you so much grip, so you can put so much weight on that chest. And I try to like stretch real good at the bottom, get a nice contraction at the top. I even switch on my grip here so I can target that upper chest. See it in a bit. So same thing, constant tension, holding that contraction at the top. These were like a bit of half reps because I was really trying to get that contraction at the top. I've been doing the whole stretch, the stretch trend for a while. So now I'm kind of doing a bit of the opposite so I can target some other muscles. Yep, and then we switch it up. I never see people do this, but man, I swear this grip right here is so good for the upper chest. And I even saw a new vein in my upper chest. I think it was just mainly from doing this grip. And that's just holding the top, gripping it kind of more with your thumbs. Yeah, that last rep, you just see that chest just poke out. See the machine lateral raises. I love this machine so much. Mainly because when I broke my arm, I had to use this machine to actually target those delts. Really fun process there. Like I broke my arm and I had to just do a bunch of legs. This machine is with another machine, which you're gonna see later. Really helped me like find out like new ways to like work around an injury and stuff like that. That was fun. So what I'm trying to do here as well in every reel, every time I move to a different exercise, I think what muscle am I trying to target and like the specifics of the muscle. So right here, I'm trying to target the cap. So that's why I'm kind of not going all the way up. And what I mean as in the cap is that lower part on your delt, that lower part on the delt that really pokes out, that kind of separates the delt from the triceps. A lot of people I see have a smooth cap. So really just trying to cap the delts here. So that's why I'm squeezing at the bottom. I'm really trying to like make sure my armpits are like touching. I kind of try to like make sure my armpits are touching my elbows, dig into my side, to my obliques. couple of half reps here. Yeah, I don't mind half reps. I don't mind partials. I don't mind like any of that stuff. I think that stuff is very necessary, especially on those last 2 reps. Like if you're at 8 reps, right, and you can go to 10 if you just do some partials, and it will literally gain you more muscle. Why don't you just do partials? So this is what I'm talking about. That right there. There we go. It is awesome watching your footage back. This is why I recommend people do record at the gym, even if you're not like a fitness influencer or whatever. I don't really like that word, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, because it's nice to see your form, see things you could do better. It really helped me a lot at the gym, just recording myself saying, oh, if I go up a little bit more, I target this. If I do this way, if I switch up the grips. And then boom, you see that cap like kind of start to form. She's basically exactly what I want. I love this little dial thing on the lat machine. Just so quick for a drop set. Just go drop set back into it. Squeezing that stuff at the bottom. See, people don't focus on the bottom of their lat raises. I think that's why a lot of people don't have the cap. There's even a comment saying that said, if you have cap delts and you have huge, what is it called? Not triceps. If you have cap delts and you have huge, my God, I'm coming at a blank. Traps, yeah. So if you have cap delts, you have huge traps, then that means you're not athletic. Which sometimes is true, because that's where the biggest androgen receptors are at, is the delts and I forgot it again. God dog. But you know what I mean, right? That's where the stuff is at. But I believe that you can get cap delts if you just do the movement right. This right here, just for some pump, just pumping up the chest. No, I love to throw in a little fun set where I'm not really counting the reps, not really caring about, the movement too much, just doing it just for some pump, just making sure everything's solid. I even sometimes hop on the rings just to get a little bit more in, keeping the weight light, but keeping the tension still there. Did a little bit of tricep work that you guys didn't see. There's just too many people in the background. I don't really like filming people. I just did 2 sets of like dumbbell extensions. So yeah, I don't know if you guys really care too much, but like I did a back workout like a year ago, same gym, and it's kind of funny, like I really thought after my 4th year of working out that I wasn't going to gain that much more muscle. But when I compare this footage to the old footage, I'm like, okay, I actually did gain quite a bit more muscle. So that's something you got to be aware of, guys. Like after the newbie gains leave, it's not over. You can still gain a lot more muscle if you just keep consistently going to the gym, instead of just like after the newbie gain phase, not really caring and being like, oh, it's fine. I'm here now. No, like keep going to the gym, Keep doing progressive overload, keep going hard, and you will see improvement. And although it's not as crazy as improvement as when I was like a rail, till till now, it's still pretty good improvement. So it makes me excited. It makes me motivated to keep going to the gym to see how I look in like a year. Didn't do no abs this session, and we are on a bulk right now, guys. So we are looking a little bit soft, and the pump wasn't the best, but still got it in. So yeah, I really want a guy to help me with my poses. Poses like aren't the best right now, so that's kind of what I want to focus on too, in the next coming couple weeks. Even just learning as much as I can, probably on YouTube, getting in the mirror in my room, small things like that. So guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you want a fitness, I actually do online coaching. So hit my line on either in the comments, more probable on Instagram. And working on strength and stride community. Hopefully that's up when you guys watch this video. Best hybrid community on school. Nobody does hybrid communities on school, so it's the best hybrid community on school. You're gonna learn a lot from it. Learn a lot about muscle building, endurance training. I do think being a hybrid athlete is the best for the population, and I'm basically a hybrid athlete myself. I do bodybuilding as well as rock climbing, running, stuff like that. So check that out in the description. I'm making another school community that I'm not going to talk about too much, but you'll see that coming up soon. So yeah, guys, more videos coming soon. I'll see you on the next one. Externalize greatness.